Okay, so with that disclaimer out of the way, you can see here are a couple of the notebooks that I have created in my NotebookLM account. There's one here, which is the Introduction to NotebookLM. There's the Ed Cole library, which is a collection of PDFs. And then all my videos, which is audio and transcripts from all of the videos that I've uploaded from my Practical PKM and Life Theme courses. So this is fundamental to how NotebookLM works. All of your sources have to be kept in these separate notebooks. The free version allows 50 sources. The paid version allows up to 300 sources. So the free version is more than enough to get started and play around with it. But as you can see, I have to pay for the Plus version because I have a notebook that has exceeded that 50 source limit. So the first thing we're going to do is just take a look at these notebooks that already exist. Let's start with the Introduction to NotebookLM notebook. Now, when you open the notebook, you get a brief summary of the sources that are in this notebook and what they're all about. There's 3 buttons above the text box. The one on the left copies the text, which you can then paste into another text-based application on your iOS device. The thumbs up icon basically gives feedback that this is a good summary, and the thumbs down icon indicates that this is a bad summary. The text box indicates that we can type a question and query the 7 different sources that are included in this notebook. But if you tap on the sources button in the toolbar at the bottom, this will show the actual sources that are included in this Introduction to NotebookLM notebook. There's a couple different text documents, and then there's a PDF. You can tap on any one of these sources to see the actual text from the source. Another thing you can do with NotebookLM is use the studio feature to create podcast episodes of 2 AI-generated hosts talking about the material that is in your notebook. This is the feature that kind of caught the world by storm, and a lot of people in the last several months have been sharing samples of these AI-generated podcast episodes with mixed reviews. It's obviously not the same quality-wise as a real podcast, but it is tailored to the specific information in your notebook. So if you're looking for a way to review the information on the go in the podcast format, this can be a handy tool. Here's how you use it. Tap on the studio button, and you'll see this screen where you can generate an audio summary of the material that's in your current notebook. In this case, we've got the Ed Cole library, so let's tap the generate button. And as it says on screen, this may actually take a few minutes depending on the size of your notebook. These are all fairly short text-based sources, so it shouldn't take too long, but I'm still going to skip ahead in the screencast and jump to the end when this audio is actually available. Okay, so now our podcast is done generating, and we can listen to it by tapping the play button. Again, it takes a little while to load. Then we see the audio player, and the podcast will automatically start playing.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're jumping right into a stack of sources you've shared with us, a collection of writings exploring what it means to be a real man.
Yeah, quite a collection. It gets into identity, relationships, character.
Right, navigating life's tough spots, finding a path based on, well, specific principles laid out here.
That's it. So think of this as our deep dive into this particular framework from these sources.
Okay, so you get the idea. It's an AI-generated conversation between 2 hosts talking about the topics that are in our notebook.